So going back to our military vaccine injured, I just want to help every single one of them. So there's a few issues I'm curious about with them. A lot of them are still being mandated for flu shots, which is ridiculous. And then
not the pilots, the government or the FAA. My God.
Oh, I know the FAA is horrible.
The FAA is already so negligent. It's amazing the prolonged PR interval that they've declared as being normal. I mean, I wrote a letter. I wrote a big long letter to Duffy.
Yeah.
Okay, but I know he's busy. Every member of the cabinet is going crazy being busy, but I can help him make flying so much more safer with some very simple testing intervention. But well, maybe he'll eventually answer it. We'll see.
I hope so. It's so important because what they did with prolonging the PR interval is, in my opinion, criminal.
Absolutely. You take a normal range that's been existent for over 100 years, never been changed, and all of a sudden, so many of those measurements are going outside of the normal range. What do? Well, let's do more extensive testing. No, forget the extra testing. Let's just declare it normal.
Yeah.
And of course, the evidence is there that a significant increased chance of arrhythmia, sudden death, heart block, all associated with that when it's acquired in the context of having had so many vaccinations. Yes.
Yeah. You know what I also found interesting, just talking about the FAA, when you look at like the military flight regulations for the pilots, it is so much stricter for the military than it is for the FAA rules. When you look at what medicines they can and can't take, I noticed that recently, comparing the two, because I scoured the Army flight regs for a while to see what they could take without basically, being punished for taking supplements.
When I first got together with the Freedom Flyers a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, as a cardiologist, I just assumed, stupid me, that every pilot got a stress test.
Yeah.
No, all they get is an EKG. That's it.
Yeah.
And when you just look at this, when you look at the fact that all ideas of sex and everything like that aside, what's your most typical pilot? 55 to 60-year-old white male.
Yeah,
okay?
And probably are not even in shape. So that's a factor.
And what group is most commonly have sudden death from a heart attack? The 55 to 60-year-old white male.
Sure.
Without any previous symptoms.
Right.
50% of the time, the chest pain is their last symptom. All right, they just go out.
Right.
Now, why would you not do a stress test on that? An EKG tells you nothing. Well, an EKG only tells you that he probably didn't have a heart attack already.
Sure.
Tells you nothing than what's going to happen in the next 10 minutes.
Sure.
Okay, so, and then combined with that, a Holter monitor, because that's something else I talk about a lot, because with the spike protein, your main concern from sudden death is arrhythmia.
Yeah.
All right. VTAC, VFib. Well, let me tell you right now, you will never have a fatal arrhythmia if you have a normal Holter monitor test ahead of time. In other words, you have to already be having extra beats, ectopic beats with a certain frequency before you're ever going to have the ability to be provoked into that fatal arrhythmia.
Sure.
But they don't require that either.
Yeah. And it's also interesting if they would just do simple things like have pilots screen and also put them on preventive measures, which would include diet, exercise, and specific nutraceuticals, they would be a lot further down the road for preventing having issues. It's the same thing with
this might be off the issues you're chasing, but it's very easy.
Yeah.
What the easy part is, you cannot have an arrhythmia.
Yeah.
If you have a normal intracellular magnesium level.
Sure.
Can't have it. All right. And if you're having any extra beats at all on your Holter, you're low on magnesium, no matter what all the other tests show, because the heart is the sentinel organ
for
manifesting whether your magnesium is normal or not.